Wrote a check they can't cash. Hello and welcome back to the Metamystic Show. It's Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. Wrote a check they can't cash. Six of Swords with the Magician. Some of them are running. They are trying to escape something here. For many, this video is talking about emotional karma with the King of Cups. It's like when you are in the middle of a court battle and it's not about just suing somebody for the actual thing at hand, for the practical things. It's also about harm suffered. It's emotional. For some of you, this is a divorce thing. For others of you, this is something to do with like actual suing. I'm talking about in the 3D world. And of course, I'm not qualified to accurately speak on any of those things. We're just commentating, right? This is for entertainment purposes only, like all of the news stations, right? So, the news stations that we're listening to get our news about what's going on in the world, they technically are for entertainment purposes only. So, news is news, right? I just heard, you snooze, you lose. Somebody feels like they're getting away. They really do. They owe you money. They wrote a check they can't cash, which is another way of saying they have debt. And the debt collector is coming to collect. For some of them, this is some sort of an entity. It's an angel. It's a higher vibrational being of some sort that's coming knocking. Now you might think, oh, an angel. Those are benevolent creatures. In the grand scheme of things, yes, they are. But angels have specialties. And this one that we have here today is in charge of judgment. Have you ever read the book of Revelation? Or the plagues of Egypt in the book of Exodus, when the death angel came through and killed every person that did not have the sacred blood on the doorpost. Now, am I saying I prescribe to any of that spiritual rhetoric? No. I grew up with it. That's just an example that I'm using. Angels go between religions, schools of thought, and modalities. We don't have to come from one belief system. Now, I'm also opening up to the devil, which to me is a dark entity. This is Baphomet on the card here. So, what this person or people, for some of you, are running from, it's inescapable with the sun. Something about the sun god Ra. This can date back to Egyptian mysticism. This also involves, I'm hearing the deep occult. Something about the deep south. Something about like guys, I don't talk politics. Something about the Confederate flag or whatever. I'm seeing that don't tread on me too. But for some it's political, for some it's religious. Look at the players we have out on the table. For some of you, it's a relationship with this person, with the Lovers and the Two of Cups. So this is what's being exposed with the sun here. We have the Magician as well. See, that's what this person, they are playing the Magician. And that is a powerful player, the Magician. They're using their magical skills, whatever that means to them. We're going to get more into it. Since we have the devil out on the table, I have questions regarding that. This person's showing up as a scared little boy or girl, or however they identify, with the Ten of Pentacles. They wrote a check they can't cash. It means they don't have the money to pay. They don't have the money to pay this entity, if this is energy. they don't have the money to pay if this is literal, like to the court. I'm hearing something about like a bail bondsman. For some of them, they're in prison and they can't pay their way out of this one. But that could be more on a corporate scale that I'm picking up on that. So let's pull it in. But they wrote a check they can't cash. That basically means they owe money and they can't pay it. But for some of them, they stole your energy. They tried to destiny swap with you. They wanted to become a direct copy of you and then just leave the situation with all of your magic, with all of your, and what I mean by magic is your essence. With all of your essence, all the things that you cultivated throughout your life, they copied it and they ran. They copied it, they took notes, they studied you, and then they ghosted you. With the magician, for some of you, this was all in the sphere of magic, which would be no need to be in person for this sort of an operation to take place. You might not have been in person with this person. So, look at who we have on the board. The Hierophant, the Devil, and the Judgment card. See, this is not the Temperance Angel. This is the Judgment Angel. This person, I'm seeing them trying to cross the border, and it's like they are, this is not a political statement, they are not able to cross this spiritual border. I'm hearing like they're trying to go back to their country because they had to come into your country, spiritually speaking, to be able to steal from you. Like they had to cross some sort of barriers. But for some of them, they sent in this entity to take from you, to take your energy from you. And for others, this is literally something about money. Or they did something to you, because I'm seeing the Ten of Swords, and we'll get cards properly, but I'm seeing the Ten of Swords. They betrayed you in some way, wrote a check they can't cash. They did something to you that, you know how people talk about the golden rule, do unto others as you would want to be done unto you. Now, that's actually kind of a veiled threat because what you do to others will be done to you. It's a spiritual law. It's not really an optional. Is gravity optional? If you jump off a building right now, is that optional? Right? You know, so this person, they're dealing with things that are out of their jurisdiction. They're showing up as the magician. I'm not saying they're not one. This person could be very talented magically. They could be a master manifester. They could, with the Ten of Pentacles, have money or status of some kind with the Devil because it's Saturn energy. The Hierophant too, it's like second house, 10th house themes with this person. But with this Pluto energy, with the Judgment card, and this Sun Leo energy, it's coming to light. This is like an explosion and a transformation in the way things have been. This person has been cocky. They've been unwilling to change. I'm hearing the guides saying we have tried with this person. I'm hearing lifetime to lifetime. So this person has had a lot of time, guys. This is like the person that finally gets caught and it's in the news, kind of like P. Diddy or something like that. And it's like we know so much about the situation that at this point it's just like, you know, this person could be going to like spiritual prison with these spiritual energies here. The only real tangible cards I have here so far are the Ten of Pentacles and the Two of Cups, which is a relationship or a partnership of some kind. This person could have been your friend, your family member, your actual lover, because we do have the Lovers. And you could have been fooled. You could have thought that this person was somebody that they weren't. Like, they could have come in like this, shining like the sun, with morals, integrity, with, money, status of some kind, as well as this high vibrational lover's energy. There's something about this. They wrote a check they can't cash. That's an illusion. I don't fully understand, and I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I've dealt with a lot of really crazy spiritual stuff, but we're going to look into it with the cards because honestly, I have questions. How is it possible to pull off this elaborate of an illusion with the Magician and the Seven of Cups? Like, I understand putting on a mask, right? Or being a shapeshifter of some kind. Like, I'll be whatever you want me to be. They could possibly even use sexual energy, like I'll be whatever you want me to be. They could use emotional energy, like I'll be the sort of person that you expect me to be. I'll do the things you want me to do. I'll wash the dishes. I'll bring you flowers. I'll do all the things that I've studied about you, Page of Pentacles, that I know will make you happy. So, like I said, it's one thing to wear a mask and then for that mask to slip over time. For some of you, this went on so long, because this could be like a family member, or this could be an old-time friend, or, a sibling, a parent, whoever. But for others of you, this is a long-term relationship. No, it doesn't have to be. Don't click off this reading if you're like, oh, this is a new person. This could be a new person for some of you. Depends on where you are on the timeline, right? So we're going to look into it because I truly have questions. How are they able to show up with the Sun and the Lovers and the Hierophant and, even have tangible goods like the Ten of Pentacles? Like, this person could be successful. I'm seeing the Emperor peeking out here too. Like, this person might have like their own business or their own, I'm hearing their own parish, because we did have the Hierophant. Not sponsored, they're just good. This is Peach. Peach Vibe, Celsius, for those listening on the podcast. On Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Yeah, I've been needing energy drinks lately, guys. I know. So, yeah. A lot of activations happening for me. Let me know what's going on with you guys in the comments, because I've been digging through the bones of my own ancestors. Right? And I just opened the stuff up on the channel to help us move through it together as a group. It's better to move in groups than to move solo with this sort of work, because it's heavy. It's kind of like, like if you feel uncomfortable if a guy is talking to you at a bar and you're a female. I mean, you could honestly be any gender, let's be honest, but if you feel uncomfortable, sometimes a girl will go up to another woman like in the bar and pretend they know that person. It's giving that for some reason. You could have literally done that. You could have felt creeped out by this person and you immediately caught that energy and left. Yeah, like for some of you, you literally like got in the car and left because you got like spooked by some sort of energy. I am hearing you say, I recognize you. I know what you're connected to. Yeah, Seven of Swords. I know there's something in your energy. You could have picked up almost immediately that this person was an energy vampire. But for others of you, you were with this person for a long time, or this person is a family member. Yeah, so it's like, how are they able to show up? This is Gemini energy with the Lovers, but I'm seeing it more as high vibrational energy signature. Like, how are they able with the Seven of Swords to do this? They wrote a check they can't cash. Like some sort of illusion or long con, I'm hearing, is finally being exposed to where they can't run anymore. I'm seeing something about FBI Most Wanted, like someone just running and running and running. I'm hearing for 20 years for some people here. Now, this doesn't have to be literal, but it might be for somebody, so I just say it like that. Where finally it's like they're being caught. I'm seeing like helicopters. I'm seeing news teams. So this could be something going on a bigger scale, but the way that I see it is that when big events happen, that's the energy just on a broader scale, and we're all connected, so we'll see little sparks of that coming through the collective just in different expressions of that same energy. Now that could be astrological as well, right? Ace of Wands. Hello and welcome back to the Metamystic Show. It's Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. This is a collective timeless reading. We're going to get 4 cards. Wrote a check they can't cash. Ten of Cups here. For some of you, you built a family with this person. For others, this is your family. This is a family member. Also, I'm hearing member, like member of the church or member of a community that you're a part of. Or like this is somebody you've known for a while with the Ten of Cups. And with the King of Swords, this person had a long-term strategy. I'm hearing to extract your energy, first and foremost. But for some of you, to destiny swap, which is like a deeper form of energy harvesting. I almost said Everest, like Mount Everest. Like this person could be an adrenaline junkie. I'm getting like they could jump out of planes. They could just do stuff. Like I'm seeing like a Steve-O character, but it doesn't have to be a Steve-O sort of a person necessarily. I'm just seeing they have like, you know, like the more used to something you get, like years ago when I was studying porn addiction and just like trying to understand the psychology behind it, it's like they're dopamine hits. Like you have to watch more and more extreme stuff, especially if you have kinks and things like that. It has to get more extreme and more criminal. Like say it's some sort of voyeurism. Like it has to become more and more and more extreme to get that same hit. So I'm getting that for some here. It's like they, in the relationship with you, I'm seeing something escalating. Like at first they could have just been cold or detached and you're like, oh, like you just need true love. Like you just need me, like to be here, to give you a safe space so that you can like open up. You've been through a lot of trauma. You might have just thought this person had like an avoidant attachment thing, or they had been through a lot. There's something about this person's eyes that are soulless, guys. And only take this reading if it resonates. Not all of my readings are for every single person. I will say this, though. This is an energy, and this is something that just is what it is. So even if this exact story isn't for you, it's true for somebody. So this might have happened to like your friend, or because the fact that you even know who I am and you're connected to me and stuff, I see it as a spider web. Everybody's connected in some way, even if it's like third removed. It's like your third cousin twice removed. You still see him at the family reunion, right? So even if this isn't directly you, you can kind of just send like good energy in the way of the collective and kind of just be in the energy, help with the energy work to help to move this stuff through, because it can help to unclog you as well. I'm hearing something about unclogging arteries. That could be spiritually speaking, because I'm not a doctor, right? But I am hearing that. 1, 2, 3, and 4, our outcome magic card. So we have the King of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Hierophant with the Queen of Cups and the 4 of Wands. So this Queen of Cups with the 4 of Wands and the Hierophant, for some of you, you were married to this person. We have a Queen of Cups, who I feel is the collective I'm speaking to here. Caring, kind. You were patient with this person. You could have counseled this person. I'm not saying that that's a good thing or a bad thing. You know, especially if we're in a relationship with somebody and we're close with them, some of you even have like a child together with the Page of Pentacles. Not necessarily, but some of you do. So it's not like all bad to say you like counsel this person and talk them through things, but I'm seeing something funny with this person, guys, that as you're talking to them and like giving them advice and building them up, it's almost like I'm looking at an image of them and I'm reading their aura, and it's like they're not listening to anything you're saying. They are extracting your energy as you're talking. It's almost as if the more you talk about anything, especially if it's something like positive or it's something you're passionate about, like your beliefs with the Hierophant or with the Page of Pentacles and the Hierophant, like something you've learned. Like you could have even looked at this person as a student of sorts, because intellectually with the King of Swords, this person could have acted like they were listening, and they could have even responded with different retorts and had like whole back and forth communication with you, but I'm seeing them turned completely off. It's autopilot. So with the Hierophant and the Page of Pentacles, you could have been looking at this person like a student to you, and this is where we take accountability on our side of things as well. Savior complex is a thing. Believing in someone is a great thing, and seeing that they can heal from trauma and encouraging someone. But with the King of Swords, there's something about this person that they are laughing in my face as I'm claiming that this Queen of Cups was teaching them something. This person thought you were a fool. They were taking your energy. And I'm seeing the more passionate you were about something, the more you learned new things with the Page of Pentacles and then came and talked to them about it because you were excited. I'm seeing for some of you, this, like, say for example, you're really into bugs or something, and you're like studying bugs, you're like all into it and stuff, and you're coming and you're excitedly telling this person all this crazy facts about bugs. This could be a parent for some of you. This gets weird. This Page of Pentacles to the King of Swords could have been you when you were younger. Like, say you liked bugs as a kid and you were coming to tell your parent all about that. I'm seeing your face lighting up and you're talking about it, and it's like your voice is drained out. I'm seeing that. It's like I'm seeing this person turn down the volume all the way to 0 on the TV screen. There's no captions even. Like, it's not like they're just turning on the captions and turning the sound off. There's no captions. They're just seeing you. And as you are expressing something to them, they are just it's really possessed. I'm gonna be honest with you, it feels possessed, man. Like it doesn't even feel like a human. You might honestly be like, is this person a reptilian? Are they a human being? Are they a reptilian? Or are they a human being? Let's rate a 10-point list. Okay, let's put on this side that there are some sort of an alien being. And on this side, they're a human. There's like one on the human side. And it's something very simple, like I know they went into the bathroom and went to the bathroom, but I'm actually not even sure about that. They could have just flushed the toilet and been pretending. It's that sort of a thing. It's like, is Mark Zuckerberg a person? The world may never know. We're not sure. When I heard him talking about haptics is basically making something feel real through like vibrations and stuff like that. When I heard him talking about, he was talking about technology, the technology of connecting with another person from afar, and he was talking about haptics. He's like, once we have haptics down, then it will feel just like a real person. And I was just like, he was talking about hugging someone in the term of haptics. As opposed to hugging somebody. So King of Swords, you could feel like this person's a little bit robotic, or they lack empathy, or they lack emotions, or you're kind of like weirded out when you think back on memories with this person. Because Queen of Cups, again, you could have been married to this person with the Hierophant and the Four of Wands, or had a long-term commitment. Or this is some sort of dynamic of you growing up or whatever. Or this was like your pastor, it was your counselor with the Hierophant, it was somebody close to you. It could have even been like a teacher-student dynamic of some kind. This could have been a mentor with you. This stuff gets really weird. But sometimes we can project our own, like, the world through our eyes on another person. Like, we could think, well, surely they are also touched by this sunset we are watching at the beach together. This is a very romantic moment, the two of us here together. But to this person, it could be like they're just sitting there, they're like staring like this. It's like they're unmoved or something. And it doesn't have to be that extreme for everybody, but you could have just had questions. You could have been like, you could have gone back and forth on this. Like, am I right about this? Like, how could I be right about this? Now, back to this. Wrote a check they can't cash. They've done this to you through the years. And for some of you, this has affected your money. In the 3D world, I'm saying. Because this person, second house themes with Taurus can be beliefs, yes, but it can also be literal physical possessions and money. So there could be something here where you were in a contract with this person with the Four of Wands and the Two of Pentacles, where there was some sort of weird unspoken agreement within a contract that you didn't even know that you signed, is what I'm getting. Because you could have been a kid. You could have been a kid. It's like, here's a lollipop, kid, with the Ace of Pentacles. Sign this contract with your crayons. It's like, Daddy, of course I'll sign my painting. Let's put it on the fridge. It's something really freaking weird like that. So yeah. We have the signature. It's like the kid is 4 years old. We have the signature? Like, what? It's not that for everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, Apple Lane. Anybody? Where were you on the night of... Okay. Let's open these. Let me just take a moment. Oh my god. It's energy harvesting at its root, but it also turns into things like finances in the physical world. What was the reason for this person or people doing this? Because for some of you, it's a collaborative effort. What was the reason? Without even opening any cards, it's something to do with greed. It's something to do with the 10 of Pentacles. It's second house, 10th house themes with the Hierophant and the Devil. Money, status, being looked at and perceived a certain way because you have so much money. Or with the 10th house, you have some sort of respect or affluence. And I believe both of those are really going together with this person. You could have grown up in a household, if this is a parent or like somebody in your family. For some of you, it's like your aunt or something, and it's not even a direct parent. Yeah, 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This is the point. You could have felt like you grew up in a household where you had to be a certain way, but really, if you look back on those memories, you're going to start to remember them weirdly. Like, it's kind of like if you're watching a home video with the sound off. Let's go back to that again. Let's turn the sound off of the home video and let's put some scary music behind it. It's like, it starts to get weird. It's like those documentaries that you see about like the Duggars and stuff like that come out, and you think back on the stuff that everybody was just like watching on TLC, and you're like, those kids were being abused. And you zoom in on the kid and their eyes are like all weird and stuff. It's like, yeah. So for some of you, that's what this is. This is a court case thing in the spiritual realms where people are being brought up to the stands to testify on a lifelong Basically, they owe you a lot of money. If we're going to speak 3D terminology, they owe you your energy back. They owe you your own soul back. When we talk about calling our energy back, it's like that, but on steroids, basically. Card number 1, the 7 of Wands. I'm seeing this as something password protected. Something is password protected now. Say this is a family member. Let's use this as an example. This could have been somebody that would just kind of walk in the back door of your house and just be like, hey, I brought a pie over. Or you went over to their house. There's something where now that this has been uncovered, everything that you couldn't see before, you now see with high definition. Now they could come over your house with the apple pie, and they see that on your back door, not only is there a camera pointing right at them, but there's also like a code to get into the house. They need a code to get in. They can't just break in anymore. They can't just come in and take your energy. They can't just talk to you whenever they want. Who this is for you is different for everyone. But something here is password protected now. And it has to do with those big energies that we got at the start of this. So you have the dark entities and the light ones working on your team with you. And they have implemented some sort of password protected surveillance of your property and of your aura. I'm seeing that. Card number 2, we have the 8 of Swords. It's like this person doesn't know what to do. There's a feeling of shock here. You know when you feel shocked and you're kind of stunned? You just stand there silent, just like... I'm seeing them also like look down on their app on their phone at their bank account, and they're just stunned for some reason. I'm seeing some big amount of money being taken out of their bank account. And it's something like the IRS or something like that. You know, it doesn't have to literally be the IRS, but it's like the spiritual IRS, where like you're not arguing against the government. Like if they took money out of your account, that's gone. This is an analogy, of course. Card number 3 is the Knight of Pentacles. I'm hearing everything's going to be accounted for. Accounted like an accountant. They're not missing anything, guys. I'm seeing them go through old tapes of you as you were growing up. Or if this was a romantic relationship for you, I'm seeing like them looking through the tape on your wedding day, or through pictures like on Facebook, or like friends of friends, and they're like collecting. I'm talking about the spiritual lawyers, we'll call them, that are working on your case. They're gathering all of this evidence and they're going through. I'm seeing them watching a spiritual tape. I'm seeing them watching like an argument where this person was like abusive towards you, or they said certain things. This was a long, drawn out thing, no matter which way you shake it. Now, at the beginning, I said, don't click off of this video if you're like, oh, I was not in a long-term relationship with this person. For some of you, this is what would have happened if you didn't like leave the bar that night, sort of a thing. Like, remember I gave the example at the start of like going up to another woman at the bar and like pretending you're friends? Like, oh, just pretend we're friends because this guy's creeping me out. It's that sort of a thing. All right. Let's look at our outcome. Card number 4. We have the Queen of Wands. Some of you are witches, and if you don't like the word witch, that's totally fine. Some of you are practitioners, or you're very spiritual with the Hierophant. Some of you are, and the Queen of Cups really is, it's more this. It's Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, and Hierophant energy. So it's some sort of beliefs that you have, some sort of spirituality that you hold. But some of you do practice rituals. Like some of you could have prayed for years and years. Some of you prayed and prayed, God, please help me. Because some of you could have felt fatigued. And I'm not a doctor, right, guys? But some of you could have been like, what is wrong with me? Or why can't I sleep? Or why can't I figure out how to protect myself, like have proper boundaries? I feel like a lot of you have blamed yourself for this situation. And this went on for a while, so it could have really shaped the way that you viewed yourself. It could have broken down your confidence, your self-esteem. It could have put you in a position where you stopped like believing in yourself with the Hierophant, and with the Queen of Cups. Like you could have started to, in some cases, trigger warning, you could have felt like hopeless. Just like a loss of, say for example, you're somebody that loves to learn. Maybe you felt like, I don't even want to read anymore, or I don't want to take that class, or, this could be somebody that really likes to learn things. And I'm seeing something about that here where all of a sudden you're kind of just like, And maybe it wasn't all of a sudden. For some people, this could have been like a slow burn that it happened over time. And I'm seeing you kind of with the 8 of Swords, just kind of like spacing out, looking at the TV or looking at your phone or something, because this situation drained you of your life force in some way. Now, for some of you, it was because you were getting in like arguments with this person and you had to defend yourself all the time. You were always on your toes. You couldn't ever relax. That's not for everybody, but... And this takes a lot of energy with the 7 of Wands. This is like holding a really strong, powerful position of defending. I'm hearing defending your honor, defending your position, protecting yourself. That takes a lot of energy. So maybe you're just like, I'm so tired from dealing with all of this stuff because I'm seeing a lot of arguments. This has tired me out so bad that all I want to do is just scroll on my phone with the 8 of Swords. I'm seeing that. And you know what, guys? Sometimes defense mechanisms like that, like coping mechanisms, for the period of time, it's best that you did that. Like, sometimes you need to give your brain a rest. Like, don't push yourself if you are feeling like fatigued or like something has taken a lot out of you, etc. I feel like you were being protected and guided this whole time. You could have felt like you were moving through the desert. I'm seeing a camel here. You could have felt like you were out in the desert for 40 years. I'm hearing that. And that's a biblical thing. Like, remember how at the start I talked about the plagues of Egypt? Moses was out in the desert for 40 years. Excuse me. So, let's take a moment here. We are going to clarify. Now, I have created this whole deck and I've been waiting to use it. So basically what this is it's numbers, it's seasons. I'm calling it my Metamorphosis deck. It is houses, It's the astrological signs, it's shapes, just numbers in general. So it incorporates colors as well. So I'm actually gonna just grab a few of these. We have purple here. Perfect. Let me just clarify our spread with these cards. There's 100 cards in here. Just a very simple design, but I thought it would be cool to have all of these elements to work with. Let's clarify. But speaking of elements, I did also put the elements in here. The 5 elements: earth, air, water, fire, and space or ether. So clarifying the 7 of Wands. Let's get a card on that, please. Just one to start. They cannot pay back what they have done to you. That's the point. This is like, I'm hearing it's a hopeless argument. And then I saw a big eye when I said that. And it looked like an Egyptian eye. Like the Eye of Horus, the Eye of Ra. I said that about the sun god at the start. All right, here we go. Pluto. Remember we had Judgment? Transformation, power, and the subconscious. With the 7 of Wands. Something is changing. This could have been a power dynamics thing, guys, where being in relationship with this person or people, it could have caused you it's like I can't even speak. It's like this was just so much on the system that, you know, this is literally the universe coming through and saying you're not going to have to be in this position anymore. But some of us, you know, we might need therapy. We might need help. Like we could go to a counselor with the therapist. With the Hierophant can be a therapist, right? Because I'm hearing something about like the nervous system, fight or flight response, freeze, fawn. There's something about power dynamics here where being in relationship with this person, they always try to overthrow you, are the words that I'm getting. So you could have an ancient past life with this person where there was a literal battle over a throne or a position. With the Hierophant, that can definitely be a position of power. So there's something here changing in the dynamics. We also have gray at the bottom of the deck here, which does remind me of the Justice card because she's sitting between two pillars, two gray pillars symbolizing neutrality. And we have the word neutrality and balance on the gray card. But I'm also seeing this as you could have felt like your life became gray. It became boring. We have 2 cards here of blindfolds. Maybe you like put your head in the sand because, and again, this could have been a good coping mechanism at the time because these sorts of dynamics can be so tiring on our system that sometimes it is good to kind of get a little boring and just focus on our basic day-to-day needs, like taking a shower, you know, doing the things. Sometimes taking a shower and just, you know, getting up for your day is a triumph, depending on what situation you're in, so don't be hard on yourself. And it is a journey to recovery. You will get your confidence back. This is the outcome. If this person beat down your confidence, I'm hearing beat you to a pulp. That came in the reading right before this one. And I really hope it was not domestic V for you. And if it was, then, you know, everybody please, you know, take care of yourselves. Situations, whether they're verbal or physical, it has something to do here. I'm drawn to the yellow of her dress and the yellow sky of the Knight of Pentacles, and the fact that the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. This is some sort of thing that went on for a long period of time, and it has directly to do with your solar plexus. Solar plexus is where our confidence comes from. It's what gives us the will. I'm hearing the will to live, but it's not that serious for everybody. But it gives us the will to do the things we want to do. Like maybe all you could do for a period of time was just like scroll on your phone or watch TV or whatever. And I am seeing some of you like reading a book or whatever. You could have just really simplified, because you could have understood, I only have so much energy at my disposal because this person was stealing all of your energy, or people. So you were smart, guys. You read your own emotions with the Queen of Cups. You knew that you only had a certain amount of energy to work with, so you slowed down. Some of you, I'm seeing this as meditation, right? You could have felt like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know what next move to make. You could be feeling like this right now. And again, please seek guidance from a professional, because I'm telling you guys, I've had a couple therapists that even at the time, I'm not saying I like thought that they were the best therapist in the world, and it's not about that. It could just be like at that period of time that helped me. Even just the act of me like driving to the office, knowing I had to be there Thursday at 4:00, it like gave me like an appointment to go to. So in my head, I was like, okay, I'm going to my appointment. Or do it online if you don't want to go in person. There's so many. BetterHelp. We're sponsored by BetterHelp. No, I'm just kidding. Don't worry. I'm just kidding. What a dick move, though. It's like, let's bring everyone in with this marketing and talk for 48 minutes and 14 seconds about how they've been through hell and back. And let's market BetterHelp to them today. I'm just kidding, but yeah. I've had questions on that. I've had my own questions on that. We have Saturn. So you could have tapped into your Saturn energy. You could have been like, I don't know what to do mentally, but I know what to do physically. I'm going to get up. I'm going to get my work done. Saturn, responsibility, discipline, structure, and limitations. You could have felt limited. You could have felt like there was constrictions around you. So you focused on what you could control. Your responsibilities, your daily routines. Let's clarify the 8 of Swords. There's a change happening in this, guys, because what's going on currently in the case is that I'm seeing this person being taken in, spiritually speaking, and all of the evidence is being collected. Like they're tallying up with Taurus, second house. It's like possessions, it's money, it's energy. They're tallying up what this person or people actually owe you, right? And look, we have 8 and we have Pluto, which to me is both the same thing. Very powerful energy. Clarifying the 8 of Swords. And this just is what it is, right, guys? This isn't some, like, they're getting their karma. This is just the universal law. You reap what you sow. If you steal from somebody, you're gonna have to repay that energy. And spirit might not directly repay you from this person. It might just be that some sort of restriction is lifted in your energy, or you just start to feel better. Like maybe you're gonna not be connected to this person. Some of you might like move with the West card. Some of you might move west. It also says, though, I tried to make these metaphorical, not just literal, like the West. I wrote, the West symbolizes endings and reflection. As the sun sets in the west, it symbolizes completion and introspection, harvest and transition. So see, you are going through a transition right now. 8 of Swords, please. Just one card. But this deck was so fun to make. I had it in my head that I wanted to put these things together. It's kind of like metaphysical, astrological, symbolic, metaphorical, you know, whatever. It's like all the stuff I like. But with a Virgo flair, because it's literally like, this is the 8th house. This is the color red. This is east. This is the element of water. All right, here we go. We have 555 coming out, and it did come out in the reverse. That's curious. With the first house, it could be because there's something you may have to do here. We'll ask why this 555 was in the reverse. You could even be seeing 555, or maybe you're not seeing change yet with the 8 of Swords, so you're doubting that change is happening. But we have Pluto energy here. It's happening. Like, there's no escaping this, even for you. Like, even if you wanted to stop this process, you can't stop this train, John Mayer. You can't. So, 555 in the reverse. Change and transformation. Significant changes coming your way. Embrace changes and adapt. That could be part of why it's the 8 of Swords with the 555 in the reverse. You might not be ready to embrace this, or you might not believe it because something has been going on for so long. You might not believe change is actually here, but it is. It's knocking. It's knocking at the front door. Embrace changes and adapt. Transformation and opportunities for personal growth. So with the Page of Pentacles energy, you might, well, this would be the advice, start focusing on your own personal growth again. Put all of the attention with the first house at the bottom of the deck back onto you, onto the self. These sorts of relationships, it takes all the attention off of us and it leaves us literally focusing on, how do I survive? Not trying to trigger you guys. I'm saying, like, I've been in multiple situations like this myself. Even at, like, jobs, I've felt that way. Not just, like, romantic stuff or family stuff. I felt that way in every area of my life from one point to another. So the first house, this is what can help bring change too. This can help get the chugga 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 chugga. This can get the train moving. It can get the wheels lubricated. Is this first house sort of stuff. Self, identity, physical body, how you present yourself in initial impressions. So you might even want to, I'm hearing something about Toastmasters, which is like a public speaking practice. Like, maybe some of you want to do like stand up or improv or something like that. I'm getting that. Like, you could possibly even be a comedian, but I'm seeing something with that. Or I'm seeing like cosplay, or basically it doesn't have to be any of that stuff. It can just be play. This is the Queen of Wands or the King of Wands. So with the Queen of Wands as our outcome, it's like, how do we get from here to here? Like, you could feel like a lot has to change to get from here to the Queen of Wands. Well, let's look a little bit deeper. The way to change is first house themes, which is like Aries, right? Clarifying the Knight of Pentacles. Taurus coming out, and it came out in the reverse. So, Taurus. These are the strengths and weaknesses of Taurus, which we do have. Maybe you have Taurus in your chart. I just hit my elbow, so somebody does. I have a Taurus moon, so I know more than anybody, Lord. We can be stubborn AF. right? Especially if it's like emotionally with the Queen of Cups, you could have all the evidence in the world and still be like, but is that really what happened? It's like, yes, it's what happened. We have the proof. And you could be like, sometimes Tauruses stay too committed, guys. And you don't even have to be a Taurus. You could just be somebody that really embraces like people in relationships, or you really commit to a job. This is about commitment and long term and like your beliefs with the Knight of Pentacles. Like this could be hard for you to let go of. You could even feel like a bit in denial with these blindfolds still. Like, did they really betray me to the deepest core of my being with the Ten of Swords and the Ace of Cups? Yeah. So that's this reading. You know, some of us are still seeing things from another perspective with the Hanged Man and the Knight of Wands. Like this person, they could have cheated, guys. Or you know, with the Knight of Wands, they could have just been flighty, non-committal. They could have dropped plans. They could have the opposite of Taurus energy, right? And I love the Knight of Wands. It's spontaneity. Like, it's fun. Like, I got a lot of Leo in my chart. So, hey, I like a little Knight of Wands, too, from time to time, because I like to have fun. But there's something about this where I'm seeing this person just drop 3 bags of groceries in the kitchen, and like all the apples are rolling out on the floor, and like the laundry detergent is like spilling out the side because this person dropped it and it like broke part of it off, and it's like all open all over the floor, and this person just left and they just text you like, hey, had to go here, and you come out into the kitchen and there's just like stuff everywhere. You're picking up an apple and I'm seeing it just like dripping with laundry detergent, and you're just like, ew. Like, it's like seeing something from another perspective, because we get used to that sort of behavior and treatment, especially if we grew up with it, or if it's something that's been going on for a long time. Like, we could even think like, oh, that person's not that bad. Like, they're just flighty, or they don't keep their word or whatever. Some of us could even blame ourselves and be like, they cheated on us because we have too many morals and beliefs, or like we stifled them, or whatever. Like, we could have blamed ourselves when... And you know what? Sometimes people just are not a good match, right, guys? It's not about blaming everybody and like, you know, like say this is a Sagittarius or something. Like, I'm a Sagittarius IC. And my brother was a Sagittarius, so I tend to like that energy. My sister's a Sagittarius moon too. But sometimes that sort of energy, for me, having so much earth, just anyways, whatever. Sometimes there are things that can butt heads, but if you love each other, then you like make it work. And I feel like you tried so hard with whatever this is or whoever this is, that you could still be having a hard time like letting it go or coming out of denial because you put so much into it with this Taurus energy. And it was so long and you put a lot into it. The strengths of Taurus: dependable, sensual, and determined. The weaknesses of Taurus are stubborn and possessive. So there's something about that here. Like, if we're being stubborn or we're being possessive, like, okay, even if that person was abusive, like, they're my person. It's like, or even though I know that all of that went down, like, I put 10 years into this, or I've been friends with that person for years, or that's my mom, or it's like, and I'm not saying we have to go no contact with everybody, guys. I'm just saying there's something here about stubbornness, like the shadow Taurian themes, and that could be the reason why we're being held back and why the 555 was in the reverse, and why we couldn't see a way out or can't currently is because we could just still be holding on to stuff. Even if it was negative, it takes a lot to start a whole new life. Like, you might have to move, you might have to make new friends. Like, if this is a marriage or a commitment and you're friends with their friends, this might have to be like you go get a different job. Like, this, even if something is negative, I'm hearing for some of you, it could take a couple years to kind of like get settled into your new life fully. So yes, it is going to be a process, and that could be part of the reason why you don't have to have Taurus, guys, but we all have a second house, right? In our chart. We all have Taurus in our chart, in other words. I should really say it that way. Whatever house you have Taurus. But anyways, I'm not going to get too complicated. This is just Taurian energy in general. It can be stubborn and possessive. Maybe you or this other person are a Taurus, or there's just Taurus involved somehow, because it's interesting, we have Taurus here, and we have Taurus here, and we have Pluto. So, I mean, someone could have like Pluto in Taurus. I have it in Scorpio. Those are generational placements, so. All right, let's clarify this Queen of Wands. This is our outcome. Oh, and I didn't realize, look, we have green at the bottom of the deck. I wore this green. They showed me to wear it. First of all, because green is like money, right? But green also reminds me of envy. So, and we're talking about like destiny swapping and copycatting and all that. But let me read what I wrote on this green card. Green can symbolize nature, growth, and renewal. It's refreshing and rejuvenating. So that could be part of what helps you kind of get out of this stuck energy too, or this slowed down energy, kind of feeling a little bit trapped and like holding your position. That's natural, guys. After you get out of a crazy situation, like I remember I used to live with Poppy years ago, and I used to always lock the bedroom door, even though it was a totally safe environment. It was nothing against him. It was like I had this thing in my head, like I felt scared to live alone. That was the first time I ever lived alone. And just little things like that, like we can do stuff even if it's totally safe and we know we're safe, where we just do things almost out of habit or out of fear. So I'm seeing like a rigidity here because that's normal. When you get out of something that made you feel like you had to always be on guard, you're gonna feel a little bit like rigid here, guys, right? So what can help that is the green energy. Green is also heart chakra. Green is also connected to Archangel Raphael, and it's all about healing. So walking in nature, working with plants, or connecting with nature spirits, even like connecting with the fae, connecting with trees, breathing in fresh air. Like sometimes, guys, I will literally I'll open my kitchen door and I'll like pull down. I have like a glass door and you can kind of pull down the screen and it like opens up into a screen. And I'll just like stand there and drink my water in the morning and just let the breeze hit me, and I'll just breathe in the fresh air. Even if it's only for like as long as I'm drinking my water, I'll just I'll look out at the trees, I'll connect with the trees, I'll ground myself. I'll see a little rabbit pass by, I'll connect myself to the world a little bit. I hear the cars moving by. Even something as simple as that, like you don't even have to go on a walk, like just get a little air, fresh air, or do something new, do something that will make you feel renewed and regenerated and rejuvenated to get you out of any stuck energy from this past thing. So let's clarify the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is gorgeous too. Like she's glowing. Like you could even be doing like self-care routines. Like you could get into exercise. Ego sublimation, or just sublimation in general, basically what it talks about is it's like transmutation. How do I take all of this intense energy and put it into something positive? Like put it into working out, like punching a punching bag if you have anger, or singing, dancing, moving your body to get that stuff like moving through your system, move the energy around. I always use crystals. Like, I love crystals. I meditate with them, I sleep with them. Do something fun with the Queen of Wands. But this can also be you. We had the first house coming out before too, which talks about like appearance, how you're perceived. Like, maybe you're meeting new people, or excuse me, guys, sorry. It's because of this freaking carbonated Celsius thing, and I'm drinking another sip. I don't know. Queen of Wands sort of stuff, right? To become, it's the concept of, well, I don't feel like I can do something, but until you do something, you're not going to be able to do it. It's like the competence model. So basically what that is you will become more confident as you become more competent, right? So it's like I will be confident when I feel confident. But it's like, but how do I get confident? It's kind of like, well, how do I get a job if I've never had a job? The way that we become confident again and take our power back is by doing it. Like, confidence, competence. We will realize we are competent, and that will give us confidence as we do the thing. Even if you like feel awkward, or you don't even want to go outside, but you like make yourself go for a walk, or you don't want to eat a salad, but you eat a salad anyway. It's like, after doing stuff, even if it doesn't feel like perfect and natural at first, as we gain competency and realize, okay, I went on a 7-minute walk, maybe I'll try 10 minutes tomorrow, you start to gain confidence. And it doesn't have to just be that, guys, but we did get like the first house, and we have this Wands energy, so that can help move stagnant energy too. We have all these cards of like change, and then Taurus can be like stubborn. And I'm speaking for myself. I have a Taurus moon, right? It's not just hitting Tauruses. All right, Queen of Wands. I am seeing people like in the gym and stuff, and like doing activities outside. It goes back to that green energy. We have Uranus. See, that's that with 777 at the bottom. All right, so we have 555 and 777. Look out for both of those. That's how you'll know this journey is progressing. I'm hearing it might take you like 2 years to go from the 5s to the 7s, but just like stick with it, because you're gonna end up here. Uranus, and that's not Bible for every person. That's gonna take 2 years. That's just what I heard, right? Innovation, and revolution. See, this is your revolution. This is you individuating after possibly being in some sort of codependent dynamic or power struggle dynamic like we started off with. Or you could have just felt like you couldn't do what you wanted to do. There's some sort of control element here. Uranus is the exact opposite of that. They do what they want to do. They are individual, right? And they're also like, they can be spontaneous, right? Even though they're not fire, they're air still. Like, I feel Uranus can be, they kind of just like do what they do. You know what I'm saying? They march to the beat of their own drum. And Queen of Wands can definitely be eccentric. She can be that way. Or by you healing and gaining your confidence and being who you really are, which is Uranus, it's the individual, individuating from all this stuff, and you become who you really are, that might be taboo against this Hierophant. Whether this Hierophant represents your own beliefs and what you believe about yourself in the world, or this is other people where you've come from that will see this new Uranian version of you and be like, what the hell? Like, this Hierophant energy is very traditional. It's Knight of Pentacles, Taurus energy here, right? But this could also be inside of yourself. This could be like, this new version of me is a person I don't even recognize because you're changing so much. Pluto 555, and this is a good change, but still it's change nonetheless. I'm seeing you like looking in the mirror and like you're like looking at your face or your features, or like you're looking back at like a video or a picture of yourself and you're like comparing your old version of yourself and your new version of yourself. I do that all the time, and I find that to be very helpful. I look at like pictures and videos of myself from a long time ago, and then I compare them like against my last like year or two, and I can just see the life coming into my face with the Queen of Wands. Like, this is not just about physicality here. The Queen of Wands, like, she's magical, like she's spiritual, she's magnetic, like she has beauty that radiates from the inside out. So by you coming into this version of yourself, it's just you, but now everyone can see the true you, including yourself. And that's a beautiful thing. So we have 777 at the bottom of the deck in closing. 777, the main topics are spiritual growth and intuition, which can be the Queen of Wands. Like, she can be witchy, she can be a high priestess, right? Male, female, non-binary, however you identify. Spiritual enlightenment, inner wisdom. You are aligned with your life purpose when you see 777. Trust your intuition and progress on your spiritual path. Those are great words to end with. How do you guys like this new deck? Let me know. Very cool. 555, 777. Pluto, Uranus, and Taurus came through. Love it. So basically, you know, they wrote a check they can't cash, and now you're just kind of like, your part of the equation is to become this Queen of Wands, to gain your power, to individuate, to, you know, to move forward down your spiritual path and to continue to be enlightened. But this other person or people, they're stuck looking in the mirror too, but it's at themselves. And like, I'm hearing things like, who have I become? It's like they're having a spiritual awakening, guys. And you know what? Paying back your karma, it's not always a bad thing, right? Like, a lot of people find God in prison. And this could be spiritual prison for this person. Like, a lot of people, when they are forced to kind of slow down, I'm hearing something about a divorce. Like, maybe this person, if this was not a partner for you, like maybe they're getting a divorce, or I'm seeing them sitting alone under a tree and like connecting with their spirituality because they're being forced to. This person could be having an ego death. Like, them paying back this money, spiritually speaking, it's not always like a death sentence, guys. Like, this is part of our spiritual growth. This is actually, it's good. it's just when we start to fight it that it becomes, it's like I'm seeing somebody holding onto a rope, and it's connected to a car, and the car is driving, and it's just going through their hand, and it's like breaking up the skin on their hands. Like, ow, that hurts. So we need to let go of this, even if we put a lot into it and it's like a long-term thing. And also, if they can let go too, it will make this spiritual enlightenment journey very, very a good experience for them, believe it or not. And I know, I'm sure there are people that are like, oh, I want them to get their karma. Well, karma, it's not necessarily a punishment, guys. Well, it's necessarily. I don't believe karma is a punishment. That might sound controversial. Karma is karma. Karma is a teacher. So, someone getting their karma, for some, it's going to look like their life is going down, but that could be actually just what they need, guys. They might need to simplify, like, especially if they have a lot of pride, like they have some sort of a position, or they have money, or they have, remember at the start we had like the devil and stuff. They could have some sort of like persona that offers them like praise in some way. Sometimes somebody's karma is them getting their ego broken down so that they can just sit quietly in their car and just like watch the birds fly and connect with themselves, right? Karma is the natural order of things. It's meant to teach us. It's meant to help us on our spiritual paths. So, I love you guys. It's been Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. And remember, you can always watch the Metamystic show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. EST. On Spotify and Apple Podcasts, as well as on my YouTube channel at The Metamystic. If you want to book a personal reading, just send me an email. Info is down below on what sort of readings I offer and my pricing. You can also ask me in the email, and I'll answer any questions that you have. Thank you to everybody who donates as well. I really, really appreciate you. Help so much to make this show possible. I'm still working on saving up for a new microphone, so if you want to donate to help with the microphone fund, just write like microphone fund in the memo if you donate, and then this microphone, the new one that I get, it will be because of you guys, right? So I love you, and I will see you on the next one.